Uh, Good afternoon to all of you in Kailas Rai Saraswati Vidya Mandir. Today, our school organized the in-house training, and the topic is practicing blended education. And this is a great opportunity for us, especially for me, that our resource person is Mr. Pradeep Kumar. He is a wonderful person of our school, most intelligent, and we can say that the legend of our school, Mr. Pradeep sir. This is the great opportunity for me to introduce such kind of person, such kind of golden person. We can say that in the cricket we haven't heard that all-rounder player, he always bat, fielding, bowling, all such kind of things done by this player. So in our school, Pradeep sir is just like the all-rounder of our school because he has the knowledge of different things in sports, in yoga, in teaching, in math, science, English, Sanskrit, Hindi, all things are related. If we have any kind of problem, then we go to the Pradeep sir, and he always guide us very well. So let us start the session, and our topic is practicing blended education. According to me, I think that this is the three words: practicing blended learning. Practicing means if we practice anything. In the earlier, when Corona is enter in our country or in the world, then blended education is most important for this period. Because in blended education means, blended learning means the mixture of offline and online learning. The mixture of offline and online learning. When we mix those words, offline and online, then makes the blended. In the new education policy of 2020, this is the most important things. Blended education, 60 and 40. 60% means the offline learning and 40% means the online learning. So in this topic, we learn more about the practicing blended education. So we know it very well that we are here to listen Pradeep sir. So I don't want to waste your time because the golden person is here. And Pradeep sir, please come in and deliver your speech. Thank you.
Thank you. A warm welcome to all of you. And today, as I have been introduced, these words are very significant, and I think I am not capable of it. But I would like to thank, and first of all, I would like to address some nominant fellows who are sitting here. First of all, our Vice Principal Shriman Manoj Kumar Singh sir, our elder brother Dr. Dhirendra Kumar Singh sir, Vijay Kumar Mishra sir, and Ramanuj sir, and our very, very younger brother Neeraj Kumar, who has introduced me. Many, many thanks, especially for you, because the words which praise us makes us happy. Now I am going to this topic, and before to enter this topic, I would like to express my views that education system of a country is the backbone of the related country. If we read If we study our ancient culture, then we find that on that time Vedic culture, when Vedas were written in our country, the education system was completely different from today. After that, the Mughal came and they brought here Madrasa Pranali, Madrasa system. Later that, the English came and they gave also some their education policies. As we were their slaves, we had to follow them. It was our destiny, and we were compelled to follow these education policies. But after independence, we made our education policies, and in this regard, Mudaliar Commission, Kothari Commission, New Education Policy, 1986, such type of policies were made for the development of this country. But as the time change, conditions also change. But in 2020, our Honorable Prime Minister and the government, it can be said that indirectly, that it is our government. And it has made the policy according to our education system. In this regard, 2020 new education policy was brought by our government, and we honor and we respect the government that such type of policy was brought for us. But do you think such type of words were used in new education policy first time? No. If we think so, then it is our mistake, because these words are, I think it has been mentioned in the essay that this very word, blended, was at first used in 1960s. This very word, blended, it was used in 1960, but it was not on the surface. We did not know about the vast area about it. What is the meaning of blended? Blended means mixture. Mixture means, suppose that we take offline classes. Offline classes means F to F. F to F means face-to-face class. And we think that this is the most appreciable, this is the most suitable, this is the most accurate education system for our country, for our society, for our children. And we follow it. And as we know that something happened, the people do not like to accept it. Change is the rule of nature. Change is the rule of nature. But sometimes change, suppose that we go anywhere in a new place, we have to adjust ourselves. We do not feel ease, we do not feel comfort as we feel in our residence. We have to adjust ourselves in a new place. Such like new education policy was a very new thing, especially for those sectors who are completely unable to the rules and principles of Vidya Bharati. But there are something new for our Vidya Bharati also. In this regard, blended education, blended learning is one of them. This very word is known by different names. The names of is blended learning, also known as technology mediated instruction, web enhanced instruction or mixed mode instruction is an approach to education that combines online educational materials and opportunities for interaction online with physical place-based classroom methods. As it has been mentioned in the screen, there are three names: technology mediated, web enhanced, mixed mode. Such words and a number of words have been used for blended education. But the question is before us: why is blended education is necessary for us? Are there other names? Are there other names of it? Of blended education? Yes, there are other names too. But in a nutshell, blended education means 60-40. It means the education will be divided into two parts. 40% will be online education and 60% will be offline education near future. As our mentality that we do not believe, we have no faith internally that online is a education also, because it is a very new thing, very ultra thing for us. So we think that it is in vain for us. We do not know about it. But when we know the whole factors of it, then we find that it is very useful, very beneficial for everyone, not only for a student but also for teachers. But as I have already said, that science is a boon. Science is a boon. And science is a curse also. It completely depends how we use it. If a blade has been given to a boy to cut his nail, will he able to cut his nails? No, he will not be able to cut his nails. In lieu of it, he will cut his fingers and other parts of his body. Just like blended education is like a blade and we are like a baby boy. So we should use it very carefully. Neither we will make such a generation, we will create such a generation that will be patient, because in this time, as we see in our society, that our children are accustomed of mobile. They are watching mobile. And the meaning of online education has become the use of mobile extremely. But the blended education does not say so. In this regard, the terminology, the terms blended learning, hybrid learning, the meaning of hybrid is Sankar. Hybrid means Shankar, Danta Somanaswar. Hybrid learning, technology mediated instruction, web enhanced instruction, and mixed mode instruction are often used interchangeably in research literature. I have already said that there are many synonyms of this terminology. Practicing blended learning. But in a nutshell, we can remind it that the education is divided in two parts. The first part is F to F. It means 60% of our education will be in offline mode and 40% of our education will be on online mode. But the meaning of online mode is not mobile. We have thought that the use of mobile means the online education. No, it is not correct. It can be said that mobile is one of the device in this regard. And I have told you that this very word is first used in 1960, as it has been described in the screen. Although the concepts behind blended learning first developed in the 1960s, the formal terminology to describe it did not take its current form until the late 90s. It means 30 years passed. Till that, this word was not in our practice. One of the earliest uses of the term appears in a 1999 press release in which the Interactive Learning Centers, an Atlanta-based education business, announced a change of name to EPIC Learning. The release mentions that the company currently operates 220 online courses but will begin offering its internal courseware using the company's blended learning methodology. It has been told, it has been written that 30 years later this very word blended became popular in education. As we know that it becomes very difficult to accept a change. Our society does not want to accept any change. And when a change becomes, for example, the Congress government was established after independence, and we had to struggle 50 years to change this government. Only then this government was changed. Just like a policy, a principle, a rule, a regulation becomes tough to change after implementation. But it is not a Herculean task. It does not become a Herculean task. It takes time. After a time, it becomes possible to change it. As our mentality centers around offline education, so we do not think about online education. We think that it is the only time waste. But no. There is little consensus on the definition of blended learning. Some academic studies have suggested it is a redundant term. Redundant मतलब फालतू. Redundant term. Even our educationist says, what to say about I and you? Such like educationist says, redundant. Such type of words were used for it. But as I know that everyone does not think so. Everyone does not think so. Some think that this very word is redundant, lekin some thinks that it is necessary. There are distinct blended learning models suggested by some researchers and educational think tanks. Those who work for education, those who are known as think tank of education, such like people's opinion is such and such. But this blended education has advantages also. इसको बढ़ा दें थोड़ा सा, प्लेट इसको बाद में लाएंगे. हाँ थोड़ा सा और बढ़ा दें. ओह कहाँ चला गया? अच्छा ठीक. Advantages. Blended education, it means offline 60, online 40. There are many advantages of it. First of all, it is more effective. Blended education is more effective. In what way we can say it that it is more effective? In this regard, I would like to explain this term, effective. Suppose that those students who want to read, those students who are interested, for them online education is a boon, because they get a bank of knowledge. Suppose that a student of Tilaya Basti is very meritorious and he wants to learn something new from the track, then he will be able to teach from an American teacher. He will be able to learn from a German teacher. He will be able to learn a Sri Lankan teacher. And the effect of such person will influence him, and he will able to get more and more, because he was hungry of this subject matter, and this subject matter is provided by Sri Lankan teacher in a best way, then he will be bona fide. Secondly, no need of classroom. As we know that infrastructure of a school or a college building take a large amount, and we have to invest a very large amount to make an infrastructure. But in online mode, there is no need of infrastructure. If we have a computer, or if not, then even a mobile in a positive way, then we can use it. So, online mode of education, blended mode of education saves our money also. Secondly, it is satisfactory. It becomes satisfactory. It's satisfactory in what way? Suppose that if any query, any question which arises again and again in my mind, and we are hungry to know about it, in such a case, in such a situation, in such a condition, online education will be helpful, and not will be, but also is helpful. Is a hundred of students, a number of poor students are taking advantage of online education. Without infrastructure, so many costly infrastructure, and by paying a very little amount, he is getting so marvelous education. But as we are not accustomed of it, so we think that it is the wastage of time and money. And advantages, as it has been mentioned, by incorporating information technology into class projects, communication between lectures and part-time students has improved, and students were able to better evaluate the understanding of course material via the use of computer-based qualitative and quantitative assessment modules. Blended learning also has the potential to reduce educational expenses. Although some dispute that blended learning is inherently less expensive than physical classroom learning. Less expensive, I have already mentioned it, that it is less expensive. To create a classroom, to make the infrastructure, we have to spend more than crore. Only then infrastructure of a school stand up. But in this case, it will be unuseful. Blended learning can lower cost by putting classrooms in the online space, and it essentially replaces pricey textbooks with electronic devices that students often bring themselves to class. E-textbooks, which can be accessed digitally, may also help to drive down textbook budgets. Proponents of blended learning cite the opportunity for data collection and customization of instruction and assessment as two major benefits of this approach. And the stationary items, stationary things, books, pencils, pen, in coming period, it will be unuseful. In class 9, chapter 1, the form they had, it has already been described that in 2157 there will be no classrooms, and the students will read in their own bedroom. It has been imagined, and I think we, the teacher of this school, are teaching this lesson for a long time. But when this chapter was, first time we were going to teach, then we thought it is an imagination. But after the corona period, after this pandemic, we find that this very chapter is relevant, and this very chapter has been written for a very good reason, because coming period coming generation will read in such a way. And blended learning often includes software that automatically collects students' data and measures academic progress, providing teachers, students, and parents detailed students' data. Often tests are automatically scored, providing instantaneous feedback. Students' login and work times are also measured to ensure accountability. Schools with blended learning programs may also choose to reallocate resources to boost student achievement outcomes. As I think that you have understood, so now go ahead. Students with special talents or interests outside of the available curriculum use educational technology to advance their skills or exceed grade restrictions. Blended learning allows for personalized education, replacing the model where a teacher stands in front of the classroom and everyone is expected to stay at the same pace. Blended learning allows students to walk at their own pace, making sure they fully understand new concepts before moving on. But there are some cares also. And a classroom environment that incorporates blended learning naturally requires learners to demonstrate more autonomy, self-regulation, and independence in order to succeed. If teachers offer a form of initial program orientation before introducing blended learning strategy, it can better prepare students to feel confident in navigating the different components and developing a stronger sense of independence. These are the advantages of online education. A student becomes perfect. Suppose that sometime we teacher forget the meaning of a word and we are in the classroom. Within 5 or 6 years ago, जी इस वर्ड का माने अभी नहीं भुला गए, सो कल बता देंगे. Such type of languages were used by us. But in this time, 1 minute, I tell you the meaning of this word. And we are able to say the meaning, and not only single meaning, but also we give more than 2 or 3 meanings of the word. It becomes possible due to online mode. So it makes a student perfect. A student gets the true perfect meaning of a word. And I have already told you that science is a blessing, science is a curse. Science is blessing, science is curse, but it completely depends in what way you use it. Science has given us bulb, science has given us heart transplantation, science has given us kidney transplantation, but science has given us hydrogen bomb. Science has given us atom bomb. If we use atom bomb, then we will destroy ourselves. If we use bulb, then we will feel happy, we will feel comfort, we will feel ease. What, Sweta ji, am I correct or not? Now, it cannot be said that blended education is completely 100% perfect. There are some negativity also, a advantage, disadvantage. As it has been mentioned in the screen, there are several disadvantages to blended learning. While this type of learning does offer students the ability to go online when necessary or learn from anywhere, there is no guarantee that each student will have access to the tools that they need to learn on the computer. Another problem that may arise in unreliable internet. Many times the internet may be down. If the whole class does not have access to the same tools, then the teacher will not be able to keep the class on the same page. This creates a learning gap within classrooms. Unless the education system can offer reliable internet and computers to all students, it is not possible to ensure that this is an effective alternative to mainstream education. Now, the infrastructure has to be developed. If we want, these are the disadvantages. These are not advantages, these are the disadvantages of online education, e-education, blended education. Suppose that this is offline classes. Some are taking enjoy of sleeping. But in online class, when you are online class, then your mind is active. And in this process, you will, because you have wasted your net, because you have wasted your time, so you will centralize yourselves in your subject matter. But in offline, it seems that we are compelled, then we feel drowsy. It is the disadvantage. It cannot be said advantage. So, it is reliable. This very word, reliable, vishwasniya. This very word is originated from the verb rely. क्या भैया सही ना? Rely means भरोसा करना. In YouTube and other channels, we find a different type of things, and we say that it has been shown in a YouTube, it has been given in the Facebook, so it is the correct news. No. We will have to consider first that is this subject matter is correct or not. Sometimes such a news has been given that we believe, but we find that this was a fake news. Okay? So, a person who is the resource person, first of all, we should know about it. If a person is fake, who is taking the class, who does not know the subject matter sufficiently, and if we are taking the class of such person, then we will have to suffer. So in a condition that we first of all we should know that person, that who is going to teach us. And when you are going to be e-teacher, then we should be conscious about our knowledge, because in a classroom, innocent students are hearing us. But when we are online mode, his parents, his guardians, his neighbors are also watching you. In this case, you will have to prepare yourselves. Only then you will be able. Otherwise, our condition will be like dinosaur. So, why I am saying that our conditions will be like dinosaur? Because In, in a changeable atmosphere, we will have to change. If we do not change ourselves, we means all the species of teachers. I am not saying the teachers who are sitting before us. All the species of teachers will be irrelevant because changing time demands something special. Changing time demands something special. So we should be special. So we will have to be reliable. If we want to be an e-teacher, then we should be reliable. If we are not reliable, then there will be a big question mark before our name. And if you once make a mistake, then you cannot be an able teacher after a long effort. So 21st century literacies develop proficiency and fluency with the tools of technology. Build intentional cross-cultural connections and relationships with others, so to pose and solve problems collaboratively and strengthen independent thought. Design and share information for global communities to meet a variety of purposes. Manage, analyze, and synthesize multiple streams of simultaneous information. Critique, analyze, and evaluate multimedia text. Line is very important. Create, critique, analyze, and evaluate multimedia text. After that, just like संस्कृत में एक श्लोक है कि सोना की परीक्षा 4 तरह से होती है, घिस कर, काट कर, गर्म कर और पीट कर। और पुरुष की परीक्षा भी 4 तरह से होती है, त्याग से, शील से, गुण से और कर्म से। त्यागे न शीले न गुणे न कर्मणा, निर्घर्षण छेदन तापताड़ने। सोना की परीक्षा 4 तरह से, घिस कर, काट कर, पीट कर और गर्म कर। अब पुरुष की परीक्षा त्याग से, शील से, गुण से और कर्म से। उसी प्रकार इसकी भी परीक्षा 4 तरह से होती है, क्रिएट, क्रिटिक, एनालाइज एंड इवेल्युएट। Attend to the ethical responsibilities required by these complex environments. And as I think that I have tried my best effort to give in this topic, but if something has wrong, I excuse. Okay, that's all.
Thank you, sir. And first of all, I want to thank to our principal sir, vice principal sir, and our SNTC Deepak Marji, who organized such kind of in-house training, and we learned many things from this training. And many thanks to our resource person, Pradeep sir, from the bottom of our heart, because you explain all the things in a proper and in a good way. That first of all, you explain about the education step by step. You explain all the things step by step, from the ancient time to the modern time, from the ancient time to the modern time. And so I think that we have any kind of problem in our mind, because you explain all the things by the help of the PPT, PowerPoint presentation, and with the examples, by the help of the pictures, examples. So I think there is any kind of problem in our mind, not any kind of question in our mind, because the learning style, the teaching style, and the your is so good. So all the things are in a proper way. Thank you, sir. And first of all, I want to thank. First of all, I want to say that all the teachers are requested to please mark your attendance and the feedback form. Also submit the feedback form. The attendance and the feedback form is in your class group or in the school group. So please mark your attendance. Thank you. Thank you, sir.